Welcome back to my channel, Just Righteous Water Flows. Okay, how to know you found the right job for you in 2025. Okay, y'all, you're gonna like this video. Tap in, tune in, and get ready because this information is going to be life changing. Most importantly, number one thing you have to do, you have to first recognize God in your life. How do you do that? How do you find God in your life? Okay, the way you find God in your life is opening up the Bible, opening up the scriptures, figuring out why we are here, answering that question, why God put us on earth. You see, when you open up the scriptures and you read into Genesis, it begins to teach you about Adam and Eve, the beginning, right? And what happened, why we fell, and why is it that, eating the fruit had made us have to deal with, the consequences that God put into our life. Adam and Eve running away from God, trying to comprehend and understand what's the purpose of this life, of humanity, what's the purpose of us on this journey, right? So we're at a time now where once this happened, we all have to deal with procreating. We have to create. Evolution was a baby being created. This is evolution. The only way was to be for Eve to bear a child. Next thing you know, the cycle continues. And next thing you know, we have more children, right? So with that being said, now that we move forward, the second thing we must understand after we realize where we come from, why humans are having to bear children and having to work the land, the Bible breaks it down. Adam's discipline was working the land. He had to labor. This is what us men have to go through, right? This is what we have to deal with. If you think about it, Adam was naming the animals in the beginning. He started off naming the animals before Eve even existed, before he even realized that it was going to be a woman, a feminine energy that was going to sit there and satisfy him as a man, right? So with that being said, this all came because of Adam's relationship with God. God seen, the Bible tells us God seen Adam wasn't satisfied. So this is what comes to the realization of where we are today as men. Why is it hard for a man to be satisfied with a woman in today's time? Is because the frequency of it happening. It happened rapidly. It happened millions and millions and millions of times. Imagine God creating a human or creating something, and then now we reproduce so much rapidly. There's so many, duplications of the human family to the point that the family has been destroyed in today's society now. If you look at the average family is actually discombobulated. That's one thing we must understand, is that the enemy is attacking our families. Because if you think about it, the only way for a person to elevate in life is to recognize where they come from. So remember, the devil is going to attack your subconscious mind. The devil is attacking the way you think about family. If you don't know how to support your family, the devil got you. The devil got you. For the simple fact that you don't recognize that God gave you your family to support them. And then it trickles down into what? You have Cain and Abel. Bam. Now Cain kills Abel. Why? Because think about it. Abel was able to do the right thing. It's funny how his name is Abel. So recognizing why God got us here in the beginning, how the beginning is going to teach us about where we are today. Why is it that this evolution has got to this point, right? So understanding you, when God created you, there's something that God needs you to do before you get to that relationship from Him, before you get to that career, you see? But for you to get to that career that He has for you, first you have to recognize God in your career, in your labor. Pay attention to how you work. That's number two. Understanding God in your career. First, after finding God in your life, understanding why we're here, understanding why you're here, you understand? You're put in here because God has you on a mission to fulfill something that he has you to fulfill. But the only way that you're going to understand, chosen one, is by you recognizing your strengths and your weaknesses. That's you paying attention towards the type of work that you do well versus the type of work that you struggle with. You know, are you good with your hands or are you good with your mind? Are you a little good with both? Recognizing who you are today. Where did God put you at in this world? Why is it that God has you in the geographic location that you're in? You see? When you recognize this will tell you why you're doing the work that you do, the geographic location. It still supports number 2, because at the end of the day, your geographic location will determine the type of work that you're available to. Once you recognize this, the type of work that's needed in your area, you can recognize why God put you in that area. Why you have access. First, you need to understand the access on your path, on your journey. What are you connected to? You know, and then 3, I'm going to wrap it up. After you figure out God in your life, your purpose in life. Second thing you figure out, God in your career, your strengths, your weaknesses, where you can be effective in any workplace. It doesn't matter. You know that they're going to need you there. That's number 2. 3, last but not least, very, very important. How do you remember God in your life every single day for the rest of your life? The way you do that is by prayer. Putting yourself around people who is also on that mission, studying to show themselves approved. Right? Practicing to show themselves approved. Put yourself around people with the same heart space, the same value. Once you get that mindset, once you get these 3 things together, once you realize who you are in the God, once you start to realize who you need to be, now you can start working down and you can start understanding why people are the way that they are in the environments that you choose to be in the workplaces that you are in the environments that you choose to have fun and enjoy yourself. Sometimes you got to reflect. So that's a part of the 3rd one. Like I said, 1, 2, 3. Once you get these 3 together, God will reveal to you what you need to do right now, currently in your life. But if you don't recognize God in your life, if you can't reflect and think back serious of why you should be a better person, of why you should stand for righteousness, like what God asks us to stand for in the scripture, like why you should reevaluate your purpose in life. Once you answer these questions, trust me, God will give you the next questions to answer, and he will help you understand your full purpose. He will show you more talents that you have, and he will reveal to you where you need to apply these things into your life. He will uplift your confidence. But you need these 3 things, okay? Hopefully that resonates. JussRighteousWaterFlows. Peace and love. This is your time. 2025. Don't let them stop you. If they're trying to stop you, guess what? They can't. Because they're going to have to go in the box with God. So hopefully that resonates, guys. Peace and love.